Hi Musketeers, I hope you're having a lovely magical day where you are, as I'm having a pretty good day where I am. So today I'm going to be sharing with you how I assemble my homemade cards that I make. This one happens to be a birthday card. This is my first time doing a video with y'all like this, kind of like a tutorial on how I do my cards. I more or less, and I keep looking down because this is where I have everything laid out, I'm more or less already kind of, already did my die cutting or did my Cricut designing and pretty much already created everything. It's just me assembling it. This is my first time doing a tutorial like this, so I'm not sure to what extent y'all would like to see me creating these cards. I'll go over each little piece with you and explain to you what I did, but I did not know if you actually wanted to like see me, create it in design space of my Cricut and see me cut it or see me use the die cutting machine. Like I said, I don't know to what extent y'all want me to show you how I create my cards. I have been doing a lot of Disney cards, as I now own 3 Cricut cartridge Disney cartridges. So I've been doing a lot of Disney cards, but I've kind of taken a break because fall is coming and I want to do some fall creative cards. This one is not a fall card. This one is a birthday card for a family member of mine. And I just figured as I was getting ready to assemble it, I actually said, I think I'll go ahead and video this for my Musketeers and they can see kind of like how I assemble a card or just show a card that I create and the things I do. So let me bring the camera down and we'll go ahead and get started on this card assembling. I got all my pieces out that I'm going to be using to assemble this card, and I also have my Scotch tape here, and then I have my envelope crease. I'm not sure what the formal name of this is, but I just know that it creates creases for my envelopes, and I use my We Are Memory Maker envelope maker when I'm doing envelopes, or I will just buy some envelopes that are just plain blank envelopes sometimes too. So this is my basic card right here, guys, and this is a A7 card, and it's just basic white, okay? And then on the inside, because this is going to be shades of gray for this card, I took another piece of cardstock, okay, and I just made it a little smaller. And I haven't closed off this end yet because I figured I'd do that with y'all. But on there, I just put happy birthday thinking of you, and I just used my stamp that I have, and I just created these little stamp flowers right there just to add a little personal touch. And down here, I'm gonna enclose a very personal message for this birthday girl that this card's gonna go to. So I'm just gonna kind of move this stuff aside. I've already sealed this side. I'm just gonna come over here really quick and just add some of my Scotch tape to kind of seal this side. So this is how I do that. I fold it over, okay, and then I just lay it down. Now, to make sure that it still closes up nicely, I go ahead and double check my seams, and yes, it closes up nicely, but just to make sure I get a really nice, tight, professional style of seaming, I will go ahead and just run this right here, along here, and just do this. Okay, so there's my card, opens and closes very nicely. Now, this is the front of my card. I want to do something with this. So this is a birthday card for someone in my family who loves the Mardi Gras and also participates in the Mardi Gras parades. But I just took a gray piece of cardstock and I cut it a little smaller than my actual card, okay? And then I took a piece of vellum paper right here, very beautiful. And I think I actually show you this in an upcoming video on some papers that I bought, because I bought a whole bunch of paper from Michael's, but I'm going to lay that on top like that. So that's how that's gonna look. If you notice, I went from, small to smaller to smallest. So I'm gonna take this, put this off to the side, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Scotch tape and tape the back of this card all around, making sure I hit all 4 corners. And I love vellum paper because I think it is just so beautiful. And we're just gonna lay this down, making sure, and I gently wanna lay it down in case I have to lift it again, but that looks good. So I just press that down. Now I'm gonna show you what I made on my Cricut. So because this individual loves the Mardi Gras, I made this little beautiful sparkling pink Mardi Gras mask with a little handle. And guys, what I did was I went into Design Space and just pulled up Mardi Gras mask, and I got this image. It was one of my favorite ones. They had several, but this one looked very feminine, feminine. Hopefully I said that right, I don't know. But I went on ahead with this. So in Design Space, it cut out this pink cardstock, glitter cardstock that I had, and then it shaped out this lace black cardstock that I had, and then I just made this little handle, and it's just this cute little Mardi Gras mask. So I'm gonna lay that right here because I want it to kind of be positioned at an angle. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this is how the back looks in case you're wondering. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna add some tape to this. Make sure I get the handle. And I'm gonna turn my card topper around, and I'm just gonna kind of eye this and make sure that I position it where I want it. That looks good right there. Kind of press down like that, and there's that piece of the card. The next thing I made is a little embossing sign that reads Sparkle and Shine. I don't know if you can see the embossing on there, but it is shiny. What I did was I used P.O.Box dye ink clear for embossing. I stamped it on there, then I took some embossing powder, sprinkled it on there, and then of course I used my heat gun that I have. I've had a heat gun for like ever. And then I just cut out a bigger piece of sparkly pink glitter, and then I just laid it on top, and it just says Sparkle and Shine, and that stamp is from Simon Says Stamps that I picked up. And I think I might put this right in there. That looks pretty good. Now, if you notice, I don't like where that is sitting. So I'm carefully gonna lift this up, very carefully, and kind of move that over just a little bit. There we go. And I'm gonna go on ahead and put this one right here. Sparkle and Shine. I actually at first thought that I would maybe have this coming up some. Actually, I think I might do that. I think that might look good. Let me go grab some, I have another type of tape in order to achieve that. So let me go grab something really quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second. Okay. I'm back. So what I did was I went upstairs and I grabbed some like some sticky foam tape, and I went on ahead and put a piece on the back. This is going to give this image just a little bit of rise, give it a little bit of dimension, and I did go on ahead and move this over some as well. So I'm just going to turn the card around. And again, it's just gonna give me a little bit of height on that, just a little bit of, like I said, dimension, looking like I'm kind of, you know, kind of like it's sitting up more or less. And it is right there. So there you go. And let me see if that looks straight. Actually, it looks like it needs to be repositioned. So let me do it this way. Let's see, that looks better. There we go. And we just kind of push that down like that. So there is the front of the card. that's going to be placed onto this piece. So we open this, make sure I'm putting it on the right spot, and we're gonna lay it on the bigger card, okay, like this. So it's gonna look like this, guys. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. So I wanna make sure I hit all 4 corners again. And I also like to hit the middle, kind of like that. I don't know why. And I open up my card to make sure I'm placing it on the right side of the card, not the back, but the front. And I'm just gonna position this where I want it. I wanna come up a little bit. Don't ever lay down your image totally until you get a good idea about where you wanna place it. Now I can go on ahead and kind of hit all those corners and hit the middle. And that is how the card now looks. So it says Sparkle and Shine, and then they'll open it and it'll say, Happy Birthday, thinking of you. Now, the other little touch I like to do, if I'm not gonna put this card in an envelope to send to someone, and in this case, I'm not, this is going to go in a box because I'm mailing a gift, I will include a clear envelope that I make myself. So I just use acetate when I make my clear style envelopes, and to kind of give it a finished touch at the top, guys, I like to include a piece of ribbon trim of whatever my color card is, and in this case I'm using a lot of gray, so I just taped a piece of ribbon on at the top and I measured it out, and then after I measured out my acetate, I used my fuse tool to seal the ends of it. So I would then place my card in here like this. Ta-da! And then, of course, when they open up their gift, they'll see this card on the inside. This is the back. I don't have anything on the back, but there it is. And of course, they can open it, and voila, they got this beautiful, beautiful birthday card, all made by hand, just for them. The other thing that I am working on, in case you're curious and you haven't saw my last video of the fall die cuts that I bought, I'm slowly working on my what do I want to say? Pumpkins. And I wanted to show you these really quick. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but they definitely do sparkle. So they do have some shimmer and shine to them. And I did these all with my Prism colored pencils. I love, love, love colored pencils. I actually love them more than I love markers because I feel like I have more control and I can do better shading. But the only thing that I used markers on were the brown stem area, and I used my Prism colored markers, and then my leaves were done with Prism colored pencils. I used my Wink Estella to bring a little sparkle, and I used an orange Color It gel pen that's glittered as well. But I'm slowly working on these to put some fall cards together as well. Slowly but surely. It takes time, but I'm getting there. So guys, let me know what y'all think about this card. I think it came out lovely, and I think the individual that it's going to is going to absolutely love it. I know she's gonna love that mask on the front because she is a big Mardi Gras fan and she participates in the Mardi Gras parades. But one more glance at it, but just look how that shimmers. I love it. And I just think it looks elegant and sophisticated, and I'm looking forward to getting this in the mail with her gift, and I wish I could see her face when she opens the card because I know she's gonna love it. But yes, guys, that's all I have for y'all today. Hopefully you liked the layout of this tutorial. Like I said, I've never done a card making video with y'all before, so hopefully y'all enjoyed this. And if you're interested in seeing future card making videos, you can leave a comment down below and let me know, because I kind of liked doing this with y'all. It was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. So if you're not already a Life in Disney Mouseketeer, guys, you can feel free to hit that little subscribe button down below and join me back here at Life in Disney each week. And if you are a Life in Disney Mouseketeer, hi Mouseketeers! And I hope all of you are having a great and wonderful magical day. Thank you so much for stopping by, as I know it takes time to sit down on your day to watch these videos, but I really appreciate it. So till next time, guys, y'all take care. Y'all have a magical day and a magical week, guys, and I will see y'all later. Bye, Mouseketeers.